I think we're ready.
Agrina Ushla?
You would?
Phone problems.
I think it possibly is a microphone problem.
Yeah.
The returning officer, Rita Considine.
Can you hear me? All right, we now have the first count of the votes for the constituency of Clare has been completed, and the following are the results. Total electorate, 96,398. Total poll, 61,366. Invalid ballot papers, 459. Valid poll, 60,907. And the quota is 12,182. So then the following is the result of count one. Kerry Leonora Fine Gael, 5,251. Cooney Joe Fine Gael, 7,575. Crow Cahill Fianna Fáil, 8,261. Dylan June Aintu, 2,069. 2,099. Dooley Timmy Fianna Fáil, 11,113. 11313, 11,313. Garvey Roisin, Green Party, 3,770. 3770. Hassett Kevin, Non-Party, 670. 670. Leahy Michael, Irish Freedom Party, 1,282. 1282. Lockery Michael, the Irish People, 101. 101. Major Amanda, Non-Party, 205. 205. Magettigan Donna, Sinn Féin, 7,843. 7843. McInerney Rita Fianna Fáil, 3,473. 3473. Maroney Matthew, Non-Party, 538. 538. Murphy Paddy, Non-Party, 443. Nicahan Kathrina, People Before Profit Solidarity, 820. 820. Nolan Tom Fine Gael, 2,139. 2139. O'Donovan Barry, Rarta, Munster and Leinster, 87. 87. Punch Eddie, Independent Ireland, 2583. Tong Hillary, Social Democrats, 2,144. 2144. Win Violet Ann, Non-Party, 310. 310. At the end of the first count, no candidate has reached the quota on this count.
205.
As there is no surplus to distribute, I'm now excluding the two lowest candidates and distributing their votes. Barry O'Donovan, 87 votes, and Lockery Michael Lockery, 101. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah.
Now, is that as we were expecting, really, is it?
The tally is actually very, very good. The only slightly one that's out is the tally for June Dillon. She's back about 300 or 400 votes on what she was tallied at.
Apologies for that. That was me. Donna McGettigan's vote is up a little bit on the tally as well.
So is
she
Hillary's.
was 7508, and she's up to 7843. And Hillary's was 2020 on the tally, and she's 2144.
Yeah.
Joe will say 7575.
A little bit down.
7636 on the tally, a little bit down. Cathal Crowe. 8261 on the first count. His tally was 8264. So that's if you want an idea as to how accurate things are, I would say that's a good one.
There's an even better one. Dr. Tom Nolan, Luke, 2139 vote, 2139 tally.
Well, very, very good. And just one surprising one. Dylan, reality count 1, 2099 on the tallies. She was 2347.
2437. She was 2437.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm just saying. That one is a little bit out on the tally, all right. Whatever happened, I don't know what happened there. That's a kind of an outlier that you would say a little bit out, all right. But because McGettigan is out by 300 votes as well. Look, this happens sometimes. It does happen. It hasn't materially changed much, really, other than the fact that McGettigan looks stronger. The gap between herself and Carey is actually wider now than what we had tallied it at. So look, it makes her more of a favourite to take a seat, and Carey not as potentially strong as what we thought, as some people might have tried to say that she might have been. So there's nothing jumping out on that, no.
From the Social Democrats' point of view,
well, we jumped up a little bit.
You've gone up a few more votes.
Yeah, we have.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is our first general election. We feel that we've made a dent. It's gone up. Bernard's shaking his head at me here. He'd be happier with a win.
I'm absolutely happy with the win, but it's actually not our first general election. We were in Rebecca Doyle last time.
In
Clare.
It was in the locals.
That was local election.
In locals, not the general. This is our first general.
Okay.
It's your first general election in Clare.
It's our first general.
Yeah,
she ran for Killaloe in the locals.
Okay.
I said corrected.
So there's 188 votes now to be distributed. That won't take long, Paul, will it?
No, that'll be very quick. And it's not really it's Barry O'Donovan and
That's
Michael Lockery. So you've got a kind of an East Clare tinge perhaps to that. You would have to expect Cooney, perhaps. Look, no, actually, in looking at, there was a kind of a, despite the fact that Barry represents a split from the Green Party, we did have, myself and David, having a look at the Garvey number 2s and number 3s. There was a kind of a green Rohrer vote there. So you might see some of those 87 votes going back to Garvey there now as well.
Interestingly, I was watching Hilary Tonge's transfers, and she was transferring very friendly to the female vote.
Yeah,
so
we saw.
McGettigan and Cahan, you saw those.
She was, because they were actually doing those just right over us here, so we could actually see the papers. But interesting, that was there, and it's a point that Mairead from Radio Kirkabashkeen was making about this. Can we see this interwoman thing, because we have half of our candidates on the ballot paper are women. But interesting on that, while you could see the McGettigan, Garvey and even Ní Chadhain transfer from Hilary Tonge, you weren't seeing it going to Leonora Carey.
No, I said Carey there. I meant Garvey. It was Garvey.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you were. So
you weren't. No,
that was noticeable. Roisin Garvey's then seemed to be different in that they were scattering a much broader kaleidoscope of transfers there.
That's right, but Tonge's were definitely scattering to the female left. I mean, it was left.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely the left. Not Carey at all. Yeah.
Which is what we were talking about earlier. Transferring left.
Just go back to that question before we had the first count, and you were just starting to maybe address, and you've focused a lot on the longer term picture.
Yeah.
Okay, notwithstanding the fact that there may be pressure on the Social Democrats, and you are talking about creating this coalition of the left, and Sinn Féin did ask for their voters to continue their preferences to, they specifically said, people before profit and Social Democrats. Can that coalition of the left be built now? Does that mean you rule yourselves out of government and try and build this coalition of the left?
I would hesitate to preempt headquarters on this subject. I know at conference we were definitely talking about a government that does not involve the letter F. At least not.
Okay.
We'll have no bad language here. No?
What you think about the two government parties is entirely your concern.
I don't. Yeah.
But look, who knows? We've also said we don't want to be in opposition forever.
Yeah, I'm not trying to deliberately. I'm just trying to tease it out here because it's one of these political questions. This is the landscape we're now in.
When everybody's trying to put the Social Democrats and Labour back together again.
Yeah, I know all those things.
Yeah, so it's very complex. This is making it very complex.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
of course it is.